is Late Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis. And meteorologist Joe Garbacek.
Say it ain't snow. Well, I'm afraid so. After enjoying a day near 70 degrees, it's all about to change. Get ready for what is looking like the first significant snowstorm of the season, and just in time for the turkey to hit the table Thursday. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition for November 24th, 2014. I'm Kristen Bazinski in for Ann Gownley. Well, Hazleton area school directors met tonight, and one hot, or should we say cold, topic of the night was the possibility of classes being canceled on Wednesday as a snowstorm creeps into the northeast region. Gary Perna will have much more on the plan should school be closed. But first, for more on the possibility of snow, we need to head outside to WYLN meteorologist Joe Garbacek, who, like most of you did earlier today, is right now enjoying the mild weather Mother Nature brought our way. Joe, are we going to go from warmth to snow?
Well, Kristen, we will be going from warmth to snow. It was just spectacular today. Weather-wise, we saw very warm temperatures for this time of year, but that is going to quickly change across our area as we progress through tomorrow. It's going to be colder, and it's even going to be colder as we go into our Wednesday. And here's a look at the graphic. You know something is a brewing when you happen to have those winter storm watches in effect, but we're okay for tomorrow. We don't have to worry about any type of problems or travel problems out there. Things looking good tomorrow, a little bit cooler than what we saw today, but that will be a different story as we start going into early Wednesday morning and throughout the daytime hours of Wednesday. I'll let you know exactly how much snow we might see in our forecast. And then what about Thanksgiving? Will the snow be gone by then? We'll talk all about it coming up in just a few.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. See you in just a bit. Well, 4 people were arrested for allegedly selling 8 stolen vehicles with counterfeit titles and altered VIN numbers. Jose Luis Vallejo, Edwis Clace, Orlando de Jesus Espinal, and Diana Peralta were all part of the Chop Shop in Hazleton. Now, the cars were reported stolen from New York City. All 8 vehicles were Toyotas ranging in model years from 2006 to 2010. The estimated Kelley Blue Book value of the cars totaling over $231,000. The suspects altered the vehicle identification number on each vehicle and used counterfeit titles to obtain Pennsylvania titles, making the cars appear legitimate to consumers. 2 of the 8 vehicles, a 2010 Toyota Sienna and a 2009 Toyota Tundra, have not yet been recovered. The Hazleton City Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division and the Pennsylvania State Police Auto Theft Task Force filed charges with District Judge Joe Zola's office. A Freeland man was cuffed after police say he pointed a loaded gun at 3 people in his home Saturday night. 26-year-old Terrence O'Donnell then brought the gun outside and fired a round into the street, striking a home at 925 Center Street. O'Donnell then entered a home at 924 Center Street where he pointed the gun at 2 other people. According to police, he was intoxicated and eventually surrendered. Luckily, no one was hurt. Tonight, O'Donnell is locked up in the county prison, unable to come up with bail. Crews were called to a nasty wreck on Saturday night in Foster Township. That accident happened on Interstate 80 around 7:45. A tractor-trailer crashed and rolled over onto an SUV. The trailer pushed the SUV against a tree, trapping 2 people inside. Firefighters cut the vehicle apart to get to the victims. They both sustained minor injuries, and the truck driver was unharmed. State police are investigating, along with crews from Fear Not's Fire Company, Denison Township, Hazel Township, and Freeland, all responding to this weekend wreck. A Hazleton man convicted of rape was sentenced today to serve the next 13 to 30 years in a state prison. 31-year-old Bryant Peguero attacked a female victim early on the morning of June 16th back in 2012. The victim was walking north on Alter Street when Peguero dragged her between two buildings and raped her. After a 6-month investigation, police took him into custody because DNA from the crime scene had matched his profile in a nationwide database of convicted offenders. Luzerne County Judge Fred Parentoni handed down the sentence this morning. He was also ordered to complete sex offender treatment and serve 50 hours of community service. 2 men were arrested Friday night for making meth following an investigation by the Berwick Police Department and the Pennsylvania Office of the Attorney General. Investigators tell us they followed Harold Benninger and Lee Longenberger to Hazleton, where they purchased the necessary ingredients to manufacture the meth. The men were then followed by investigators to Bloomsburg, where they pulled their vehicle into the rear of a car wash and began to throw unknown items into a garbage can. Authorities took them into custody there. They face a long list of charges, including manufacturing a controlled substance and possession with intent to deliver. Bail for Benninger was set at $500,000. Bail for Longenberger was set at $400,000. Both are locked up tonight, awaiting their next hearing in December. We told you earlier that one subject of conversation at Monday night's Hazleton area school board meeting was the possibility of school being closed Wednesday because of the impending snow. WYLN's Gary Perna was at that meeting, and also topping the agenda, hiring more police for the district and bus contracts.
The Hazleton Area School Board met today before the Thanksgiving holiday, and on the agenda the board hired more police officers for the growing police force in the district.
What we're doing is we're hiring another SRO for the high school, because when the state police officer left the district this year, they used to have one SRO and one state police officer. Now with him being gone, there is a need for a second SRO. We're also looking for part-time people who'd be willing to work events at night and do after the regular school hours to help fill in, because it's just too much of a workload for the people we have. So that's what the process we're taking.
The board also voted to retain school bus contractors for the next 5 years. The district contracts out for all its transportation to 8 different bus lines. The board reminded everyone that the school will host a senior citizens breakfast on December 7th from 8 until 12 noon at the Maple Manor Elementary Middle School.
This is probably, I believe, the 3rd year that we're doing it. Nutrition Inc. does a great job for us. We serve hundreds of seniors coming in. It's free. All you have to do is call the school to sign up, or call the administration. If you don't sign up, you're more than welcome to come in from the, from the street. We take people in. There will be entertainment there for them. They get a nice breakfast. There's a little gift that gets passed out, a Christmas card, and it's just a way of the district giving back to the senior citizens and thanking them for being such an integral part of our community.
Superintendent of Schools Dr. Francis Antonelli announced that if we do receive bad weather on Wednesday, and if classes are canceled, that they will use one of the built-in snow days.
If I may, I would like to make one announcement at this time. As much as I hate to say this, they are forecasting a potential snowstorm for Wednesday. And on our school calendar, our first snow makeup day is in fact Monday, December the 1st. So if we are not in school, and Kent, I would appreciate if possibly you could do a blurb in the newspaper tomorrow. If we're not in school due to snow on Wednesday, we will be making up the day on Monday, December 1st. We have 3 built-in snow days. December 1st is the first one, April 2nd is the second one, and April 6th is the third one. So again, let's hope we don't have to use it, but if we are off due to snow on Wednesday of this week, we will make the day up on Monday, December 1st, and that's for all buildings, including the central office. We will be off on Wednesday, if in fact the storm hits, and the day will be made up Monday, December 1st.
Tonight was also President Robbie Wallace's last meeting as the president of the board. We asked him about his experience being the head of the school board.
Well, I have to, being on the school board has been a tremendously rewarding experience. I've loved 2 years of it. Being president is, you can't explain it until you actually do it. I think you're more referee than anything else. You know, it's hard trying to keep 8 people informed of everything that's going on. It's hard when you have different personalities trying to get everybody together. I think we've done a very good job in the last few years of running meetings that are very civil, I guess is the best way as compared to how it's been in the past. And that was a nice accomplishment. What Dr. Child says was great, but to be honest, there haven't been too many things I've done that were worse than this. And I shouldn't say worse, it's just that everybody who called me, I respond to all the calls. You know, as long as the people leave their names and that, I'll call them back. If somebody writes a letter or whatever it might be. It's just hard. The hardest part, I guess, of it is being an ex-teacher, you don't want to micromanage. You want to give the administration the chance to do their job. But sometimes that gets a little difficult when you've been in the business for 35 years. So,
reporting for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
And we just want to let you know that WYLN did tape tonight's meeting, and you can catch it tomorrow at 1 p.m. right here and only here on WYLN. Well, the Pennsylvania Department of Public Welfare has changed its name and logo. It is now the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services. Now, although the name has changed, the services will remain the same. The department oversees the state's Medicaid program and helps families with food and heat. It also oversees adoption, child protection services, state hospitals, the juvenile system facilities, and provides mental health services for individuals with disabilities. The new name better reflects the wide range of office services offered. The department employs 16,000 people and oversees 94 county assistant offices across the state. Well, during the holiday season, more police officers will be on patrol, helping to ensure everyone gets to and from their destinations safely. Our Gary Perna spoke with representatives from PennDOT who say it's better to click it than ticket.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, thousands will be hitting the roadways to spend time with family or friends. And PennDOT wants to make sure you get there safely. That is why today, PennDOT and the Hazleton City Police Department announced that they will be teaming up for a Click It or Ticket campaign.
Well, we now are kicking off Operation Safe Holiday, which local police, including the Hazleton Police, will be out there cracking down on seatbelts, aggressive driving, and DUI, and especially this holiday weekend with stores opening earlier, and we would hope people would not drink and go out, like have their Thanksgiving dinner and go out and drive under the influence. And also wear your seatbelt. A big enforcement is to wear the seatbelt campaign, and also texting and driving, and all the safety issues out there.
Hazleton Police Lieutenant Detective Kenneth Zaposki said the city is happy to take part in this campaign.
The Click It or Ticket campaign is something that the Hazleton Police Department participates in. What we're going to do is have extra officers out during the holiday season on prime hours between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. in the morning. And our goal here is to have extra police officers out to enforce violations of the vehicle code. Individuals who are not seat belted is one of our primary issues. During the holiday season, with a lot of people traveling and people consuming alcoholic beverages or controlled substances, there is a potential for greater accidents, and obviously statistics show us you're much safer when you're wearing your seatbelt, and that's one of the things that we're more than happy to help participate in to reduce the amount of fatalities over the holiday season.
Zaposki said the department takes advantage of this whenever they can.
Whenever we are invited to participate, we do, and it's great too because it gives us extra officers on the street also, which is something that our budget normally doesn't allow us to have. So really, the community benefits in safer highways. They benefit in the opportunity of having extra police officers out there who many times catch other crimes that are occurring. So it's a win-win for the community all the way around.
Regional Press Officer for PennDOT, James May, said they expect more people to be hitting the streets this year than last year.
Well, last Thanksgiving time, there were over 40 million people that traveled. We're expecting that to actually go up by about 4.5% this year with the prices of gas being lower than what it was last year. So we're looking at probably about 46 million people being on the roads this year. Last year, unfortunately, just in Pennsylvania, there were over 4,000 crashes and about 43 fatalities that took place on the roads. About 1,000 of the crashes that occurred with people who were not wearing their seatbelts. So that's a really easy way that you can keep yourself safe behind the wheel, keep the other occupants of your vehicle safe. Most people who are killed in car crashes are not wearing their seatbelts. So this is why we're working with the local police department, like here in Hazleton, to crack down to make sure that people are wearing their seatbelts when they go out.
May told us that this year they will be holding safety breaks again during the holiday season.
It's important that we do whatever we can to make sure that people are safe from the legal standpoint, working with the police departments like this. But one of the positive things that we are doing is the coffee breaks. We'll be participating with those again. Essentially, this is nonprofit organizations, whether it's football teams, little league groups, church groups, fire departments, that go out to most of our rest areas and the welcome centers here in the area. And they offer free coffee, free refreshments. They normally do have a little coffee can out there with the hopes that people will throw a couple dollars in for their cause. But it's a great way to stop, to stretch, to get some coffee, to wake up, and also to help one of the local nonprofits in the area.
PennDOT will be teaming up with police departments like Hazleton all throughout the holiday season to make sure you get to your destination safely and have a happy holiday season. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Parna.
Gary, thank you. Well, today marked the 12th annual National Young Readers Day. Community leaders stopped by the Freeland Elementary School to share stories with the youngsters. Students had the opportunity to listen to stories from police, politicians, and a familiar face from WYLN.
I had the opportunity to read to students at Freeland Elementary School, and it was just great to meet everyone, talk about my background, and then also learn their interests and what they're interested in reading. I had an excellent time meeting everyone and just getting out into the community, and it's something that I love to do.
Missouri County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis is a newcomer to the Reading Day.
It's important to get out there and introduce yourself to students, especially when this would be one of the only times that they'll be able to meet you. As for me, district attorney, there are probably judges, other dignitaries here that these kids can sit down with and read a book, and it shows the importance of reading and learning how to read.
And Congressman Lou Barletta is back in full swing after a little bit of a health scare earlier this month.
One of the things I enjoy doing every year, it's very important that we come and talk to the children and tell them how important it is for them to read. Reading opens the door to them becoming anything or any job that they want in the future.
Freeland teacher Michelle Zukowski was responsible for making today's event a success.
It's a great way for our students to meet members of our community, our policemen, people from our VFW, our superintendent, our local restaurateurs, our congressmen, state representatives, our district attorney, and numerous members that come and join in our reading celebration.
Students also were able to see tucks from the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Today's gathering taught the kids that reading is an essential part of their education, and it can also be a fun way to let their imaginations run wild. One of my favorite days of the year, and I'm so sorry that I have to miss that. Well, WYLN was proud to bring you the annual Christmas parade and tree lighting in Wilkes-Barre Saturday afternoon. And just in case you missed any of the holiday fun, our Julie Stefanovich has some of the highlights.
People of all ages lined the streets of Wilkes-Barre's public square on Saturday for the annual Christmas parade and tree lighting. The cold temperatures didn't dampen the holiday spirit. Our Mike Lula talked to some of the youngsters to find out what kind of presents that they would like to see under their trees on Christmas morning.
What are you planning on asking Santa Claus for?
Monster High Dolls.
What do you say?
What could say to Monster High Dolls?
And sir, tell me about
RC car. I'm going to ask Santa Claus for a kitchen, and that's all I want.
Santa also took time out of his busy schedule to talk to WYLN and what the event means to him.
It's just a fabulous event. Wilkes-Barre puts on a wonderful, and McCarthy is absolutely fabulous at what they do with their floats. It's just an honor to be here.
This year's tree was donated by Ann Garrity and her family. She also took part in Saturday's celebration.
It was excellent. I enjoyed it here and everything. I liked it.
Wilkes-Barre Mayor Tom Layton walked in the parade and was on hand for the annual tree lighting.
Great day for the city of Wilkes-Barre. We have a beautiful Christmas tree. We had great attendance today. A lot of children out with their grandparents and their parents. And there's nothing better than to see the smiles on the children's faces and the grandparents and the parents. It's just a fabulous day for the city of Wilkes-Barre.
With Thanksgiving just a few days away and Christmas just around the corner, the youngsters that we spoke to would like to extend their holiday greetings. In Wilkes-Barre for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. We all had a great time at the parade, which will be rebroadcast many times throughout the holiday weekend. For dates and times, head over to our Facebook page at WYLN Late Edition News at 10. Make sure you stay with us right here on Late Edition. We have much more coming your way.
The annual Sounds of the Season concert will be held December 6th at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, the Hazleton Philharmonic Big Band Sound, the Freeland Community Choir directed by Jackie Wetzel, and soprano soloist Sarah Gardner. Doors open at 6 p.m. Advance tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children. Sounds of the Season, Ring in the Holidays is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Are you having a party? Choose Catering by Whitetail for your next event. They offer on-site and off-site catering for all occasions: barbecues, picnics, corporate functions, reunions, friendly get-togethers, graduation parties. Any event you're hosting, Chef Tom will prepare the best for your guests. Call Chef Tom at 570-384-2314. Carry-out catering is also available. Choose Catering by Whitetail for your next event.
Join WYLN for a two-part special, Korea, The Forgotten War. Thanksgiving night, November 27th from 8 till 9:30 p.m. on WYLN.
Why should you choose Penn State Hazleton?
We have new scholarship money.
There's no application fee.
When you visit campus.
Opportunities to do research. Students are scoring internships
All over the country.
You can start here and finish here.
Or at another Penn State campus. We have fun.
We have the Lion.
Penn State is ranked #1 by corporate recruiters.
We have the largest alumni network
in the world.
It's your time. Penn State.
Penn State lives here.
Check us out at psu.edu/visithazleton.
WYLN Weather is sponsored by Coordinated Health. Coordinated Health, we make you better together.
I'm good. Athletes try talking themselves out of being hurt.
I'm good.
Working past the pain because they want to keep on playing.
Okay. I'm good.
Coordinated Health understands. As the #1 sports medicine team in the region, we get these champions back in the game with pro-level care. Yeah, I'm good. Because we make you better together.
Well, hopefully you got a chance to enjoy today's mild weather, because you're not going to get temperatures better for this time of year as we're in November, close to Thanksgiving, and we have been dealing with temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees today. Definitely feeling pretty nice, but in just 2 days from now we're going to be looking at temperatures significantly colder than what we saw today. But you know what? Today was just a great day to be outdoors and do just about anything that you possibly can do, because it was picture perfect weather out there. Sunshine, a few clouds around, temperatures in the 60s, some areas in the 70s, but that's all coming to an end because we got some cooler weather to talk about as we head into tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, we have the potential of a storm system that could be impacting our area. And as a result, we got those winter storm watches in effect, but they don't go into effect until early Wednesday morning. and throughout the daytime hours of Wednesday into the evening. 55 degrees are live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our television station in Hazleton, and there you can see the rainfall since the midnight hour, about 86/100ths of an inch of precipitation. Our coordinated health almanac page for the day, 63 and 43. Averages are 46 and 31, well above where we should be for this time of year. 59 now in New Ungol, 53 in Berwick, 53 in Bloomsburg, and 53 degrees in Danville. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Well, nothing going on across the Northeast. We continue to deal with this mild weather. Look out toward Wisconsin and Michigan. You can see the blues indicating the snow that's actually falling there, indicating some colder temperatures out toward the west. Before all is said and done, we're going to be looking at some colder temperatures as well. Not as mild tomorrow as what we saw today, and it's even going to be colder as we go into our Wednesday. We'll be up into the 30s for the most part. Now I want to show you one particular computer model run, and this gives you an aerial perspective of precipitation amounts in terms of snowfall. This is what's actually known as the AccuWeather model, if you will. Basically takes all the computer weather models, puts an average together, and there you can see some of the forecasted amounts across the Northeast. These, I think, are too high at this point in time. I think what's going to be going on is we're going to be looking at lesser of the amounts that you see on the screen. Here's another look at that same model, but it actually breaks it down for some of the numbers locally. Nevertheless, it's going to see a decent amount of snow out of this. But you can see some of these numbers getting up there, 6, 7 or so inches. I think for the most part, most of our area at this point in time should see a widespread 3 to 6 inches. But that can change depending upon the exact track of this storm. We all know what that can happen in a weather department. It's going to bring in the colder air obviously tomorrow, and then we have to deal with some snow overspreading our area as we go into our Wednesday. Again, generally 3 to 6, I think, for the most part at this time. We'll call it at that. Fine-tuning the forecast heading into tomorrow night, and the snow could start as early as, say, 7, 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. It may even start out with a little bit of a mixture of precipitation. Further west, northwest, because this is a coastal storm, you'll see lesser amounts. And as you go further toward the south and east, you'll also see some of the lesser amounts because there's going to be more rain and a mix associated with it. We'll be about 33 degrees here in the higher elevations. And then it clears out for Turkey Day, maybe a few flurries or a passing snow shower. Cold for Black Friday and in the 30s as we head into this upcoming weekend. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 454, the big 4, 7017. And the quinto numbers looking like this, 90461, and the cash 5, 11, 12, 15, 16, and 29. We'll have more late edition coming up after this break.
Happy holidays, Rita.
Thanks, Joe.
What a great gift. Pennsylvania lottery tickets make great gifts, like the new $1 million peppermint payout. Happy holidays.
Well, I'll never forget it. 1 minute, we're talking about going to the movies, and the next, Maggie could barely speak. It was a stroke. I thought I was going to lose her. But I never saw doctors work so fast. Anyway, she's coming home tomorrow. I just hope she doesn't yell at me for killing all the plants.
Watch Wellness Through Physical Therapy with Ting O of Hazleton Physical Therapy, and let Ting and his talented team guide you on your journey to wellness. Only on WILN.
We build tires, but
like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. For chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and trophy trout fishermen, which is why we've built our new Discoverer AT3 for all traction, all terrain, all the time performance. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Mom always wanted to choose the best for us. She wanted us to be safe and happy, even when she wasn't around. When the time came for us to make the best choice for her, we could have picked a place closer to us. But this isn't about our convenience. It's about the kind of care Mom is going to receive when we aren't around. It's about closing my eyes at night and knowing she is happy and safe. We wanted the best for Mom, so we chose Heritage Hill.
It's one of the top causes of crime in our area. It's prevalent in our local streets, and if you try it just once, you're hooked. This week we're going to tackle a serious topic to get ourselves educated on something that's hurting the community. I'm going to be joined by members of Pathway to Recovery Counseling and Educational Services to talk about the ugly and destructive drug heroin. All this week on The Storm, only on WYLN TV 35.
Crestwood had waited its entire school history to make an appearance in the PIAA playoffs. On Friday, the Comets aimed to assert their name on a statewide stage, but after the first 15 minutes, they found themselves in an unfamiliar situation, down and down big. Bethlehem Catholic raced out to a 20-0 advantage, including scores on their first two plays from scrimmage. We pick up the highlights from Crum Stadium with Crestwood trailing 20-7 in the second quarter. Following a forced fumble, Frank Eigeldinger buries his head up the middle, drives his legs, and emerges through the pile for a touchdown, bringing the Comets within just one score. But ensuing possession, and it's Michael McDaniel who scored the first two Becker touchdowns, getting through and down at the 1. 197 yards for McDaniel on the night. Inches away, Golden Hawks quarterback Julian Spigner rolls left and finds his big target, Freddie Simmons Jr., who makes the contested grab, extending the gap once again for what would be a 27-14 halftime advantage. Crestwood on the comeback trail again, though. Third quarter, ball pops loose, and Frank Cordero is there to secure it for the Comets. Maybe the momentum shift they need. Inside the 5, and Eigeldinger again finds the corner and shifts his body into the end zone. Crestwood down 6. The celebration, Superman with 132 rushing yards in the game. After a defensive stop, Crestwood works their way down the field again, and this time it's Jay Popson with the quarterback keeper. He is in. The extra point is good, and the Comets lead. But McDaniel and Bethlehem Catholic, too much. The winding, spectacular run here for McDaniel results in the go-ahead score. McDaniel's third of the night. Final chance, 3rd and 9. Right here, Crestwood has to come up with a stop. But Damian Diaz, the dream crusher for everybody in Mountaintop, almost untouched. 42-28 the final. Previously unbeaten, the Comets season is over. But even amongst the agony of defeat, Crestwood was able to finally look back on their year and accomplishments.
They just have a phenomenal work ethic and just a very talented group that are great leaders. I think that's the biggest attribute to this group is their leadership skills, and you saw it there a little bit at the end when we got the team together. They're just special kids, and they mean the world to me. They're the class responsible for getting us over the hump, winning that district title, and getting a taste of the state playoffs. They've just done a lot for this football program. I'm so proud of them and just appreciate everything they've done over the years.
Loss after Burgerville hit me hard. I went in the weight room right after that. Everyone did. We started pumping some iron, got really strong. We fought our hearts out the whole entire season. We were the first undefeated team in Crestwood history. Everyone played hard. It was a little bit of a mismatch, and we didn't come out on top. It's all right. We're going to go down in history. There's still people in Mountaintop that talk about that 85 team that went all the way. And we're going to be remembered. I'm going to remember my brothers forever, and I love them all.
Bethlehem Catholic advances to face Somerset in the state quarters, while Crestwood shifts their focus to 2015. Later in sports, we focus on 2 high school basketball teams with new coaches and, of course, bring you Plays of the Week. But next, Kristen will be back with a recap of today's news.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Victoria's Candies, giving quality without compromise since 1934. Now at the 22nd Street Plaza with easy access and plenty of parking. Stop in our newest location where you'll find nostalgic candy and old-fashioned hard candies from your fondest memories. Remember, at Victoria's Candies, we do local deliveries and ship our chocolates anywhere in the world. Order now and receive free shipping on our beautiful 3-pound and 5-pound assorted chocolates. This year, give the gift of chocolates only from Victoria's Candies. 51 North Laurel Street, the Laurel Mall, and now the 22nd Street Plaza. Victoria's Candies, a holiday tradition since 1934.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
Join us this week on Women's Day. It is the Season 5 finale. We're going to talk about how you can make a lot of little changes that will make a big difference. Antonio from Studio 93 will be on with us. He's going to show you how. We're going to cook with Kathy one last time. Wait till you see the cool treats she has for you. One last scoop of ice cream from Scoopers in the Valley. We'll tell you who won that great gift certificate from Robert Stevens. Got one more giveaway. And I've got a little surprise for my co-hosts. It's all coming up. Season finale of Women Today. Join us.
4 people were arrested for allegedly selling 8 stolen vehicles with counterfeit titles and altered VIN numbers. Jose Luis Benabi Vallejo, Eduis Clace, Orlando De Jesus Espinal, and Diana Peralta were all part of the Chop Shop in Hazleton. The cars were reported stolen from New York City. All 8 vehicles were Toyotas ranging in model years from 2006 to 2010. Now, the estimated Kelley Blue Book value of the cars was over $231,000. The suspects altered the vehicle identification number on each vehicle and used counterfeit titles to obtain Pennsylvania titles, making the cars appear legitimate to consumers. 2 of the 8 vehicles, a 2010 Toyota Sienna and a 2009 Toyota Tundra, have not yet been recovered. The Hazleton City Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division and the Pennsylvania State Police Auto Theft Task Force filed charges with District Judge Joe Zola. A Freeland man was cuffed after police say he pointed a loaded gun at 3 people in his home on Saturday night. 26-year-old Terrence O'Donnell then brought the gun outside and fired a round into the street, striking a home at 925 Center Street. O'Donnell then entered a home at 924 Center Street where he pointed the gun at 2 other people. According to police, he was intoxicated and eventually surrendered. Luckily, no one was hurt. Tonight, O'Donnell is locked up in the county prison, unable to come up with bail. Crews were called to a nasty wreck on Saturday night in Foster Township. The accident happened on Interstate 80 right around 7:45. A tractor trailer crashed and rolled over onto an SUV. The trailer pushed the SUV against a tree, trapping 2 people inside. Firefighters cut that vehicle apart to get the victims out. They both sustained only minor injuries, and that truck driver was not hurt. State police were investigating, and crews from Fear Not's Fire Company, Denison Township, Hazel Township, and Freeland responded to this weekend wreck. A Hazleton man convicted of rape was sentenced today to serve the next 13 to 30 years in a state prison. 31-year-old Bryant Peguero attacked a female victim early on the morning of June 16th back in 2012. She was walking north on Alter Street when Peguero dragged her between two buildings and raped her. After a 6-month investigation, police took him into custody because DNA from the crime scene had matched his profile in a nationwide database of convicted offenders. Luzerne County Judge Fred Parentoni handed down the sentence this morning. He was also ordered to complete sex offender treatment and serve 50 hours of community service. 2 men were arrested Friday night for making meth following an investigation by the Berwick Police Department and the Pennsylvania Office of the Attorney General. Investigators followed Harold Benninger and Lee Longenberger to Hazleton, where they purchased the necessary ingredients to manufacture meth. The men were then followed by investigators to Bloomsburg, where they pulled their vehicle into the rear of a car wash and began throwing unknown items into a garbage can there. That's where authorities took them into custody. They face a long list of charges, including manufacturing a controlled substance and possession with intent to deliver. Bail for Benninger was set at $500,000. Bail for Longenberger was set at $400,000. Both are locked up tonight, awaiting their next hearing in December. We told you earlier that one subject of conversation at Monday night's Hazleton area school board meeting was the possibility of school being closed Wednesday because of the impending snow. WILN's Gary Perna was at that meeting and also topping the agenda, hiring more police for the district and bus contracts.
The Hazleton Area School Board met today before the Thanksgiving holiday, and on the agenda the board hired more police officers for the growing police force in the district.
What we're doing is we're hiring another SRO for the high school, because when the state police officer left the district this year, they used to have one SRO and one state police officer. Now with him being gone, there is a need for a second SRO. We're also looking for part-time people who'd be willing to work events at night and do after the regular school hours to help fill in, because it's just too much of a workload for the people we have. So that's the process we're taking.
The board also voted to retain school bus contractors for the next 5 years. The district contracts out for all its transportation to 8 different bus lines. The board reminded everyone that the school will host a senior citizens breakfast on December 7th from 8 until 12 noon at the Maple Manor Elementary Middle School.
This is probably, I believe, the 3rd year that we're doing it. Nutrition Inc. does a great job for us. We serve hundreds of seniors coming in. It's free. All you have to do is call the school to sign up, or call the administration. If you don't sign up, you're more than welcome to come in from the, from the street. We take people in. There will be entertainment there for them. They get a nice breakfast. There's a little gift that gets passed out, a Christmas card, and it's just a way of the district giving back to the senior citizens and thanking them for being such an integral part of our community.
Superintendent of Schools Dr. Francis Antonelli announced that if we do receive bad weather on Wednesday, and if classes are canceled, that they will use one of the built-in snow days.
If I may, I would like to make one announcement at this time. As much as I hate to say this, they are forecasting a potential snowstorm for Wednesday. And on our school calendar, our first snow makeup day is in fact Monday, December the 1st. So if we are not in school, and Kent, I would appreciate if possibly you could do a blurb in the newspaper tomorrow. If we're not in school due to snow on Wednesday, we will be making up the day on Monday, December 1st. We have 3 built-in snow days. December 1st is the first one, April 2nd is the second one, and April 6th is the third one. So again, let's hope we don't have to use it, but if we are off due to snow on Wednesday of this week, we will make the day up on Monday, December 1st, and that's for all buildings, including the central office. We will be off on Wednesday, if in fact the storm hits, and the day will be made up Monday, December 1st.
Tonight was also President Robbie Wallace's last meeting as the president of the board. We asked him about his experience being the head of the school board.
Well, I have to, being on the school board has been a tremendously rewarding experience. I've loved the 2 years of it. Being president is, you can't explain it until you actually do it. I think you're more referee than anything else. You know, it's hard trying to keep 8 people informed of everything that's going on. It's hard when you have different personalities trying to get everybody together. I think we've done a very good job in the last few years of running meetings that are very civil, I guess is the best way as compared to how it's been in the past. And that was a nice accomplishment. What Dr. Child says was great, but to be honest, there haven't been too many things I've done that were worse than this. And I shouldn't say worse, it's just that everybody who called me, I respond to all the calls. You know, as long as the people leave their names and that, I'll call them back. If somebody writes a letter or whatever it might be. It's just hard. The hardest part, I guess, of it is being an ex-teacher, you don't want to micromanage. You want to give the administration the chance to do their job. But sometimes that gets a little difficult when you've been in the business for 35 years. So,
reporting for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
One of the busiest travel days of the year could be altered a bit as a winter storm threatens to dump some inches of snow on the region. We are going to check in with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, where he is standing by in the fairly warm Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. He'll be there in a moment. I bet it's very hard to think that on Wednesday there could be snow out there instead of that warm air you're feeling right now. How about it, Joe?
Hey, tell you what, it's beautiful outside now. It can stay like this the rest of the fall and winter. I think I'd be okay with it. A lot of people would be okay with it, but the skiers, they're not going to like it. But I think they're going to like it as we go into our Wednesday. Here's a look at the another computer model run. This is a little bit more realistic, if you will. Notice the blues. That's indicating snow that is falling. This particular system should be impacting our area earlier instead of later. It could be snowing as early as 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Now, we'll talk about the snowfall totals a little bit later on, but the good news is out of all of this with this next storm system, it's been very warm around here lately. So, the roadways, not going to say there's not going to be any problems out there, but this is going to be occurring throughout the daytime hours. And remember, we've been dealing with some very warm temperatures, so the surface is going to be still relatively warm. That is the good news. Bad news is, I think we'll see some accumulating snow. I'll let you know how much a little bit later on, so stick around.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazelton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill Climb, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Things move a little slower here in DSLville.
Slow pitch softball is big here. Really big.
There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
The annual Sounds of the Season concert will be held December 6th at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, the Hazleton Philharmonic Big Band Sound, the Freeland Community Choir directed by Jackie Wetzel, and soprano soloist Sarah Gardner. Doors open at 6 p.m. Advance tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children. Sounds of the Season, Ring in the Holidays is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
We are used to seeing Crestwood dominate our plays of the week, and this week's version does come entirely from a Comets game. But in a rare occurrence, it's the opponent stealing most of the spotlight. The final all-football plays of the week until next season. We start with Bethlehem Catholic as Julian Spigner drops back and launches the deep ball. It's Rutgers commit Freddie Simmons Jr. that comes down with it amongst two Crestwood defenders. Next, Spigner under center on the goal line, rolls out the wobbly throw, but the sure-handed grab by Simmons over the back of Andrew Chang for the score. It helps when you're 6'3". Crestwood's turn after trailing all night. Jay pops and fakes and navigates his way with a leap into the end zone. Extra point puts the Comets ahead briefly, but Michael McDaniel doesn't let that last. He starts right on this handoff from Spigner, then left, then a little bit of horizontal, back left, horizontal again, and then finally dives in for 6. And lastly, Elijah Finneran with a play action. Screen from Spigner. You heard that name a lot. You think Crestwood has him with two defenders draped around his legs, but Finneran somehow escapes down the sideline for the extra pickup, and Bethlehem Catholic wins 42-28. So Crestwood's season comes to a close due to some big plays as we temporarily retire Frank Eigeldinger's name here on Late Edition. Sad day. Right now, our high school basketball previews continue. The Wyoming area boys didn't win a game last year, but as WYLN's Gabriella Justin learned today, there's a new theme, and it all starts with a new head coach.
Wyoming area varsity boys basketball team is all about writing a new book this season, and it all begins with the new author, head coach Peter Moses.
Our theme this year is Warrior Basketball 2.0, and the reason we decided to do that is because we know that this year has to be an upgrade. Okay, it has to be a better version of what we did last year, and we call this the first chapter. And some people said, why don't you call it the next chapter? I said it's not the next chapter because I don't want anything to do with that book. We want to start a new book. We want to start a first page, a first chapter, give you guys the opportunity to write a new story. And I think we don't want to think about last year. We don't want to think about 0-23. We want to be the first chapter of something new here. I think the style I bring here is going to allow us to do that.
Senior forwards Jeremy Zeza and Zachary Gibbons are pleased to have Moses as their new head coach.
I think Coach Moses' offense is perfect for our style because our offense is all about pushing the ball up the floor, and we're using speed, and every practice we're running and hustling and getting into shape so that we're able to beat teams down the floor and score points.
He's coached a lot of good talent, and he's had a lot of good experience, and we know that. And we trust him with our offense, with our defense, with everything. I mean, he's a great guy, and we're really excited to play with him. This offense is a quick-paced offense, and we're excited to play it.
Coach Moses and his players all seem to have the same mindset when it comes to their definition of success.
This season, we definitely want to work hard and get some W's. And I really believe with this offense and this team and our new coach that it's going to turn out really good and we're going to get our wins.
I think success is just being able to look at the guy to your right and the guy to your left, and just knowing that you gave him everything. Just know that the guy in the locker room, you didn't let him down. You gave 100%. And win or loss, if you look at the guy to your left or the guy to your right and say, I gave you 100%, I think that's success.
We need to win games, but we need to be competitive every night no matter who we play. We need to give every team a fight.
For WYLN's Late Edition Sports, I'm Gabriella Justin.
Wyoming area hopes that the second book to their boys basketball team is a story worth reading. Another team that struggled last year, Jim Thorpe. The Olympians went 2-20, but this season they also have a different coach and a different attitude.
Right now, just trying to define who we are and starting to get people to understand the roles. You know, you're not going to have 5 guys that are going to be leading scorers, so we got to have people buy into their roles. And we're going to be a daily process of building on one success, taking our weaknesses and turning them into strengths.
The biggest change is our attitude. We got a whole new attitude. Everyone's working harder than they were last year, and we're going to shock some people this year.
I really think we're going to shock some teams this year with our hustle, and we're going to guide the younger kids to teach them just to hustle. It's okay if you miss a shot, just pick your head up and keep going.
It'd be nice to go out of the season knowing that we were the change from the past few years of rough seasons.
McElmoyle told me the system Jim Thorpe runs will be a surprise, but to expect it to be intense. We'll find out for sure on December 5th when the Olympians tip off against Panther Valley. That's 7 high school basketball previews down and 23 more to go. Stay tuned for that. 2 Monday night football games tonight after Jets-Bills was moved to Detroit because of some slightly bad weather in Buffalo. Those updates plus NHL and NBA results and the scoreboards. Keep it here. Joe Garbacik with your upcoming forecast next.
Every week on Songwriters Roadshows, we scour the countryside looking for the best, most powerful, unknown singer-songwriters in the area.
Wouldn't it be great if everything in life were fast? Fast, like a cable modem.
Call Service Electric now and get the fastest internet in town. Plus, when you sign up today, you'll also get free installation. Experience the blazing speed of Service Electric high-speed internet service. Your internet will never be the same.
Numbers. Those numbers really tell the tale. It doesn't get much better for this time of year. 55 degrees, our live Lehigh tire conditions. Picked up 86 of an inch of precipitation since the midnight hour. Notice these temperatures, 50s and 60s widespread. Look out toward the west, colder air, only temperatures in the 40s. That's heading in our direction. We also have the potential of a winter storm heading in our direction. We have winter storm watches posted. They go into effect early Wednesday morning. But right now, it is quiet across our area, and it'll stay quiet through tonight. It'll stay quiet as we head through tomorrow, but not the case early Wednesday morning. Indications are right now that this system could impact our area as early as maybe 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. And again, this is the AccuWeather model, if you will, which combines the worst case scenario and the not so worst case scenario. You do an average, and these are some of the average numbers. These are going to be on the high side, I think, at this point in time. I think for the most part, we should be seeing about 3 to 6 inches is a pretty good bet at this point in time. But keep in mind, the track of the storm, east or west, can really mean the difference. So stick around tomorrow night. I'll fine-tune those numbers for you. Definitely going to feel colder tomorrow across our area. We can say goodbye to these very warm temperatures. Probably not going to see them again until next year. Maybe we'll have to wait until spring to see them. So hopefully you got a chance to enjoy the nice weather while it lasted. So we do have a winter storm heading in our direction at this point in time. Looks like now it'll start early Wednesday morning. And we may start out with, maybe even some areas may see a little bit of a mixture, but we should see mostly snow for the most part. But again, tracking the storm, we'll keep you posted on that. And again, less as you go further toward the south and less as you go further toward the west, because it is a coastal storm. And it should be out of here by, say, like 9, 10, 11 o'clock on Wednesday night. That's good because for Turkey Day, it's going to be chilly, but it should be fairly quiet, and chilly temperatures stay with us right through the weekend.
I wonder how much of it's actually going to stick to the ground, considering it was like 70 degrees today.
Well, that's what I mentioned earlier. That's the good news, because it was warm today, it was warm yesterday, tomorrow still above freezing, so you know, it'll stick to the grassy surfaces, and eventually, I'm not going to say there's not going to be any problems out there on the highways, but the good news is it's been relatively warm, so it's going to melt, you know, as well.
Fairly quickly. Yeah. But just a reminder to always take it safe, and thanks for having me back again. I'll be back sometime soon, so from myself to all of you, happy Thanksgiving. On behalf of all of us here at WYLN, I'm Kristen Wazinski. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.